Alright, we're on a 939 series truck. This is an A2 ROPS truck. Buddy of mine's doing the internal bearings and knuckle boots and everything else. On these trucks, if I can find a seal, they all use the same retainer, but the A2 uses a double-sided seal for the axle seal, for the inner axle seal. You have a seal that goes in here, which is going to be this one. All right. You may buy it. I think it's a 47664 or something like that. It'll be the whole retainer and everything. And all you really do is knock the center out. My buddy here, he knocked the wrong seal out. Well, actually, he was trying to knock the whole thing out rather than knocking the seal out, and he did some damage to the retainer there. So I'm gonna show you to get the retainer out. Easy way to do it. You got a pair of vice grips with if you had a slide hammer kit from Harbor Freight, the little cheap one will come with a big old kit. It's like 20 bucks, I think, what it is. And a slide hammer. Use a bear hammer. No attachment on it. Grab the little square hinge with a pair of vice grips. Slide it in so you can get slide hammer on it. Put this down for just a second. Hit the hammer on it. Alright, we got it in. Vice grips come right off. That little piece is a little bit narrower than I like. What you can do though is a piece of find out what thread size is for your hammer. Just a little piece of steel. If you got a little MIG welder, just weld a nut to the back of it, or if you're good enough, you can weld a nut to the back of that. Whether it comes or not, once it's in and threaded, it ain't gonna come loose from the slide hammer. That way you can just keep popping it. This one here in here, just a little bit, almost too short, but it still works. One I have got a little bit bigger, but basically, lock it on bottom, pop it a few times, lock it on top, pop it a few times, just slowly work its way out. And then you work on the sides evenly. It'll come out. I hit it a few times real quick. It's already started, the bottom's already started to move. So I'm gonna knock it out real quick and show you the end result. After about 5 hits, it came out. That's retained on an A2. You can see it doesn't have a notch like the A1s do. You can buy it in Napa. It does have a little notch on it. That's not for this application, but it'll still work. The Navistar, one of their bucket trucks, so that actually has a little notch in it. So, but yeah, use that little slide hammer. It fits right on it, and just keep popping on it. It'll come right out of there. So, what you need to do, and seems to work pretty good. But remember though, in the future, if your axle seal is leaking, it's never the retainer. It's always the center seal. Pop the center seal out. It's not much fun to get it out, but it does come out pretty easy. So, but if you do have to pull the retainer, remember that. Use that slide hammer. Lock it in there. 3 or 4 pops. She's out on the ground. Or if you need to, you don't have a slide hammer. What you can do is, if you got one of the long 6-foot pry bars or stuff like that, with the pointy end or even the flat end, it actually will fit through. If you got both fronts apart, you can feed that pry bar all the way through the hub, and then have somebody hold it on this end with a pry bar sticking in, prying down on the bottom, keep pry bar from jumping out. Other side of the thing with a sledgehammer, hit it, and eventually top and bottom, same thing. Work it, and it'll come right out. Not that much to it. When you put the seal back in though, or your retainer back in, I do recommend coating it with a lapping grease, or a lapping compound, or anti-seize is okay, but something give it a little bit more grip. Valve lapping compound works pretty good. So that's about it, but simple. Only hit the damn seal out, not the retainer.